Hi friends, it's Dina with Forever Free with EFT, and today we're going to actually tap on food cravings. Food cravings, as many of us know, can have deep connections to our emotional state, and maybe you're an emotional eater. I have been at different times in my life. I think I mostly used to eat out of boredom when I was younger. I'm an active person, I'm an extrovert, and I really like having things to do. And so when I didn't have those things, I had a hard time just relaxing and enjoying my time. And so one way to occupy it was to eat. So maybe your cravings come for completely different reasons, and that's okay. Again, I'm going to try and keep it pretty generic about cravings, but if you have a specific craving, I might use mine, my specific craving that maybe I'll get from time to time now is chocolate. So I might talk about chocolate, but you insert whatever yours is, whether it's junk food, whether it's you crave a cigarette, whether it's you crave something salty, you crave ice cream, you crave soda pop, you crave, or soda or pop, I don't know what we call it here, a Coke, a Diet Coke, whatever you crave, be as specific as you want as you follow along with me on tapping about lessening these cravings and the emotional response that we get through them, kind of that attachment that we have to this craving that makes us eat or drink or do this thing, have this thing, within ourselves. I'm mostly talking about like food. Probably a cigarette would work too. But it could potentially apply to other cravings, craving alcohol, craving, just recently in our culture, I felt like there was this huge, I don't know what to call it, like mommy wine culture, like not whining like wham wham, but wine, like having a glass of wine. There were just tons of memes all the time about, well, is it wine time? Like, is it time for that glass of wine? And I feel like it just potentially created cravings within people, that they felt like they couldn't relax in their evening without having that glass of wine. It became this craving, this need that they had to fulfill. And that's kind of the crux of a craving, is there tends to be a need that we're trying to fill with that food or that substance. So on a scale of 1 to 10, rate how strong your cravings can be. 10, like I have to have it now, or I feel like I'm, gonna lose it, and on down. And then at the end of the video, rate where your number is after tapping, and hopefully it's gone down quite a bit. And if it hasn't gone down as much as you want, or you find that you still give into these cravings, then it's something that you need to practice and continue. You need to talk about your emotional connection to that craving until it gets down to a 1 or a 0, and you find that basically in general that craving is gone. So even though I have this craving, I love and accept myself, and I am safe. Even though that hissing in the background is not part of this tap, it's my air conditioner. It's really hot, and it comes on and off with my thermostat. So I apologize if it sounds kind of like background white noise, but that's what it is. But I want to get this this video presented to you all, so we're just going to try and deal with my air conditioner. I live in the South, and it's July at the time of making this video. So even though I have this craving that I often have to fulfill, I love and accept myself, and I am safe. I have this craving. It stirs up in me, and it's almost like I get agitated until I fill this craving. But I love and accept myself, and I am safe. So I crave this food. I crave chocolate. I like eating chocolate. It tastes really good in my mouth. But chocolate also makes me feel good. So fulfilling that craving for chocolate gives me, my perception is that it gives me a feel-good feeling. I have this craving and I want to fill it. I want to eat that thing, or I want to drink that thing. I feel like I really need it. I feel like I won't feel good or be able to get past the craving if I don't indulge it. Maybe I feel stressed, so much stress that it brings on this craving for chocolate or junk food or wine or whatever it is, a cigarette, those chips. That crunching helps me relieve my stress. And so I get emotionally charged about this craving, and I have this need to fill it, to go find that thing, to eat that food or drink that drink so that I can feel more relaxed. That's my perception. These cravings, this craving, I want to eat that food. I really like that food. That's probably why it became the food that I crave. I feel like I really want that food. I want to go fulfill that need that this craving brings forward in me. And I've taught myself that only by fulfilling this craving will that need go away. So I've connected this food that I really don't need, and maybe that's not even good for me, to this false need that I think that I have. And I've begun to believe that the only way to fulfill that need or meet that emotion or calm that emotion or calm that stressor is by eating that food, that chocolate, that junk food, those chips. Maybe it doesn't even matter, just going and eating to comfort myself because I'm not dealing well with the emotion at hand. So I have this craving. I want to fill this craving because I want to fill that need. I want to fill this craving because I want to fill that need. I want to go get the thing that I'm craving because I think it will make me feel better. I think it will meet this need in this moment. And it might in this moment. But beyond this moment, it doesn't work. Feeding that craving never works. And what ends up happening is I end up beating myself up because I shouldn't be eating all that junk food. I don't need that glass of wine. I'm trying to quit having that cigarette. I don't need chocolate throughout my day to cope or manage my emotions or my stress. But this craving has become directly connected to it because I have allowed this craving to become directly connected to it. I'm bored, so I eat. I'm frustrated, so I eat. I'm really stressed out, so I eat. I'm feeling overly emotional in whatever way, anger, frustration, anxiety, fear, so I eat. I use this craving to meet my emotional needs. This unhealthy craving that I've convinced myself meets my emotional needs. This craving that I've allowed to come forward as a substitute for regulating my own emotions. This deep craving for that food or that drink. I feel like I need it and I feel like I want it. I feel like it will help me. But maybe instead, I can find a different way. Maybe instead, when I feel triggered or upset, stressed or frustrated, I don't need to go to that cupboard looking for that food, looking for that thing to stuff in my mouth as a symbol of stuffing my emotions. Having that cigarette, having that glass of wine as a way of self-care. There's a buzzword. It's just self-care. Chocolate is just self-care. That evening glass of wine is just self-care. Self-care because I'm not caring for my own emotions. Self-care because I'm allowing the emotions to take control through this craving. There's a direct connection with my cravings and my emotions. And so maybe I can choose not to use the craving to meet the need or the emotion. Maybe there's another way besides this craving to find that peace and that calm. To let go of the stress, the anxiety, the fear. It doesn't have to be regulated by this craving. I don't have to feed my boredom through this craving. I don't have to feed any circumstance by this craving. I don't have to put things in my mouth to make me feel better about the situation that's bothering me emotionally. I can let go. I can walk it out a different way than this craving. This craving that chases me around some days. This craving that overpowers me. I don't have the willpower to fight it or stop it. This craving. This craving that I wish wasn't here, but it has such a strong hold over me because I have allowed it, or I have walked into the lie about it, that this craving is telling me that I need something, and if I feel that need, everything will be okay. So I will walk out of this craving. I will walk out of using this food or this drink. I don't need to attend to this craving. My mind and my body can let go of this craving. He who is in me is greater than this craving. The Holy Spirit, the Ruach that is in me, can help me overcome this craving. It seems like a big statement, but no weapon formed against me shall prosper, including this craving. Cravings can be a weapon. The enemy can latch onto anything that harms us in any way and just use it against us, just poke at us, poke it. I just feel poked at by this craving. I feel so poked at by this craving. But this weapon, this craving weapon, will not prosper. This craving weapon will not dominate me. This craving weapon will not have me running to the cupboard or the refrigerator today, in this moment. He who is in me is greater than this craving. His Holy Spirit is greater than this craving. He has given me the power to be greater than this craving. This false craving. I'm going to name it that. And its new name is this false craving. But this craving that's so strong. This craving that drives me to the behavior that I don't want. I'm not going to feel this craving. I can let go of it. With each breath, this craving will fade away. So rate yourself. How strong is that craving now? And again, it's always better to be very specific. Name that craving and just talk yourself through that craving at each point and what you think and what you feel. And do that battle for that craving and see if you find yourself forever free.